Just change it to just to take the student senate part off of there?
That was one of the options.
Okay.
Yeah, the ones that Carlotta listed, it's university grant, founders grant, or achievement award without the student senate designation. And I'll be quiet now so Carlotta can.
So I'm looking for,
Motion.
Can I, before you motion, Dan, can you
Yeah.
just give everyone the information as to why it was voted down by the previous Senate?
It's for many reasons.
Or not the previous Senate, but
A previous
So
Senate.
it wasn't the last Senate that did this, it was a couple years ago, right?
Right, yep, it was while Melissa Hines was president, so that was, I believe it was 2 to 3 years ago that they tried this before, and now that we have a completely renewed Senate, that I believe that's why they're doing it again. But since we still have contact with previous Senates, we're able to get that information. Blah, 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 blah.
Before you go on, I would like the minutes to
Oh.
reflect these reasons too.
She does have Dee's the one that forwarded these to me, so I mean I can quickly just read them all off. And if anyone needs me to slow down, definitely tell me and then she can just copy and paste.
These guys do not have the history of what the
Diane's
scholarship,
gonna.
we're
on
gonna
what
do
the
it right now.
scholarship's name is and everything.
It's the Student Senate Achievement Award and it
So,
is
I
merit-based.
understand the whole thing.
So currently Carlotta sits on the scholarship committee and it's usually just to get, the scholarship committee usually just, all the,
Allocate some money.
they allocate the money, they review the applications for it. And now they're looking to take Student Senate off of the name. All right, so I'm just gonna, is it okay if I just blow through these really quick because there's
Point of information.
12, yeah.
Is it all right for the purpose of minutes if I literally cut and paste?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying is,
Into this?
yes,
Yes.
yep. And that's why I'm gonna read them just straight from it so that Dee can cut and paste. Or copy and paste. All right, the reasons that it was spoke out against before. The funding source is from the bookstore contract, bookstore revenue made off of the student body. The student body's representative organization is the Student Senate. The current name pays tribute to the student body and the student government. The current name gives recognition to the past and present student senates who have served and continue to serve on numerous committees representing the voice of the student body. The name gives the organization lasting recognition, which is an important factor concerning the organization's campus visibility. It is important for the organization to have multiple avenues for its own promotion, especially given the climate at our university and the volatility of the Senate over multiple years. The Student Senate Scholarship is unique. It is the only one and valuable to the organization in that it maintains name recognition. Since the scholarship has the organization's name in the title, hopefully future student senators will make extra efforts to ensure its correct allocation, see history above, which she did list the history, and maintain a continually student presence and on the student scholarship committee. In a sense, guardian to the funds in the interest of the students. All student-driven initiatives take time, effort, and attention. When the Student Senate Scholarship got its name, it was most likely the result of time, effort, and attention put forward by previous students. I would not take the idea of renaming the award lightly. It is of no benefit to the organization. That's from Melissa. There were a couple concerns. Noelle brought up last time it was reported about confusion. She responded, in response to Noelle's concern, yes, the name of the award may cause confusion, though any student asking about the funding is most likely seeking funds and can easily be directed to the application process and or informed about the decision process. Or the information about the decision process could just be included in the application material. At any rate, the award gives the Senate members of the Senate an opportunity to interact with students and provide them valuable information. The student in turn may identify the Senate as an important entity on campus, one that is worth being recognized by scholarship, and that is a good thing. The renaming of the scholarship will not reduce confusion with regard to the allocation of funds, who decides what the process is. These questions are to be expected with any scholarship regardless of the name. If the award is renamed, whatever the name is, they will most likely not be directed funding the scholarship either, nor will they be deciding who is awarded the funds. The funds will most likely continue to come from the bookstore contract and be allocated by the Scholarship Advisory Committee. Oh, one of the earlier suggestions was that the president's name might be put onto it.
It
was
was
just,
just-
that goes with the confusion idea as well. If the president's name is on it, she would also not be putting the money forward or be in charge of giving out the funds. So that would also be,
Or whoever the president is at that time.
correct, any
We're not
president or
singling
any
out.
past, whatever name we might put on it, that just leads to the confusion as well. So, those are all the things, and also just a personal note, if I can, really quick. Some of the things that are mentioned there, people do come up and talk to me about it, or they, say, they're grateful for getting the Senate scholarship, and, just telling them the information, it's not us, but thank you for recognizing us, and it is a great starting point, and it is recognition on our campus that it's really hard to get recognition on. All right, with that, I'll.
Well, Rob, then B.
I guess if, I just, I don't know what I really want to say. I think if it's a committee of the Senate,
It is not.
No, it's a university-wide committee.
oh, okay, so anybody can be on it.
Yes.
It's mostly, we have one student representative, and the rest is administration, faculty, and staff.
Okay, so not, a senator doesn't necessarily have to be on it?
Well, for this reason, we do want it.
Right, well, I'm just saying.
It's one of the recommendations for who sits on that committee is a student. There should be student representation at that table. It's an allotted seat for students. And we happen to fill it with our senator that's right here.
Okay,
And isn't there two?
Actually, according to their policies and procedures, it have in there that the requirement is for 2 student senators to sit on that committee.
And we just want to have one right now.
Since many of our committees actually have 0 at the moment.
Right.
So we could always use another person who wants to sit on that and is interested. And that committee does allocate the funds, so you would have a say in scholarship if you're interested. Okay, you yield?
yeah, I just wanted to say that if it's, Senate related, I don't think you should take the name off. I yield.
D.
I'd like to make a motion to state that we are adamantly opposed to changing the name of the.
Second.
Okay, motion to state that we are adamantly opposed.
I'm willing to remove that if necessary.
We're adamantly opposed to changing the name of the scholarship away from the Student Senate Scholarship
Achievement Award.
Achievement Award by D, seconded by Diane. Speak to your motion.
I also used to sit on this committee and was Senate when Melissa was, so I concur with all of her reasonings why the name should remain on there. I'm sure there was a lot of effort on the part of students to get the name on there in the first place. And the primary reason that I see is that because the scholarship was set up from bookstore funds, so it's student money essentially that is being brought back to us. I don't know if everyone knows, but the contract that the university has with, I think it's Follett at the bookstore requires that they give back a portion of funds spent by students on their books to come back to the university, and this is the format in which it comes back to us. And as the governing body of the students, I think it's a good thing that our name is on that scholarship.
Real quick,
Well, let her speak to her second. We'll get to discussion.
I agree with Dee, and also what I previously said is it does give us the recognition and visibility on campus that we do need. And if it is the students' money, we are the governing body of the students. I yield.
Discussion? Wow.
I agree with Dee, but I just wanted to be noted in the scholarship itself that we are not actually the ones who decide who gets the money, because that was the only problem that students thought that the Senate decided on who got the scholarship funding. So I just want that to be stated on the application form, that we do not disburse the scholarship funds as the students have thought it was. You.
So Carlotta, you can take that back to the committee. Any further discussion? All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, we will now move on to a vote. On the motion to oppose changing the name of the Student Senate Achievement Award, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. Anything further to report from the scholarship committee?
That's it.
Excellent, thank you,
Sorry.
Carlotta. Moving on, SAFAC, Christopher.
Wonderful. So what I have for this evening is the Walkabout group had a supplementary budget request that totaled $13,472. The
Oh,
Could you
repeat the number?
for the
I'm sorry, $13,472.
Thank
Naturally, we had some concerns with that, seeing as how we're already halfway through the year, and that would make them the largest non-Senate, non-paper budget, outside of SLLD too, I guess, that we have. So SAFAC looked over the budget and made some adjustments where they felt appropriate, and the adjustments were removing $6,000 for an Earth Day Gala event, $1,250 for a leadership retreat. The reason for that specific cut was because there is an overlap between leadership between that organization as well as the ISO. There was a $400 cut for web services due to OrgSync, having a web page for every student org, and also a $375 cut for promotional items, being that we are halfway through the year already. So out of the $13,472, the recommended approval amount was for $5,447.
I'm sorry, Christopher, can you repeat that again?
Sure, $5,447.
5447. Do you have that?
Yes.
Thank you.
You can upload that, John. You can upload that, John. Deal?
I yield.
Discussion? Diane?
No, motion to approve the amount recommended by SAFAC for walkout group.
Motion approved, seconded by Angie. Speak to your motion.
I was at the SAFAC meeting,
By
so
Dan.
I saw it all. I helped. I yield.
Speak your second.
Well, I also was there, but to speak a little bit more to that. We took some time on this. We really went item by item, event by event, and came up with an amount that was, we obviously voted on it, and I think it was unanimous. That seemed more appropriate for a pretty much still a brand new organization, but they are, to give them credit, doing a really great job with some of the events that they already put on, despite the fact that some of their leadership and events overlap. They're bringing some new students into student organizations, and I think that's a great thing, so we don't want to discourage them and not give them a supplementary budget. But we also, as Chris stated, we don't think, SAFAC doesn't think it's appropriate for them to be the largest student organization on campus, budget-wise. Yield.
Any discussion, questions on the motion? Brooke and then Christopher, is that okay?
That's fine.
Brooke?
I'm just curious, what, is this $5,447 for the whole next semester? Or is it just for?
Until June 30th.
So yes, for the whole semester.
The whole
And
rest
what
of
is
this
it, just
academic
out
year.
of curiosity, what is it for that they're going to be using it for? Are they
Other
going to be
events,
doing-
and Chris, I don't know if you still have the budget, or you can say.
I don't have a full copy of the budget, but the original budget request consisted of a half a dozen events, which are almost, about a half a dozen events as well as food for those events and those meetings.
And many of
So
those-
they took one off, right, probably the biggest one?
It was
Right.
the
There's
largest.
still going to
yes.
be 4 events that they're going to.
Yeah, and a lot of them are to make other events that other student organizations are doing bigger, like to collaborate with them because
Sure.
they've had such high participation at their events. So now this event's helping do some other things, and I think that's right, Chris? For the
Ye-
most part, that's generally what we asked. Because one of the events was this dog sledding thing that ISO does every year, and I asked about it, and then they spoke to that being they want to make that event bigger because it's expensive to do and more people want to do it. So,
They want
No. It costs like $60 a person to go dog sledding.
It's a big event.